My name is TKO, and today I want to tell you about vintage lenses. I think full-frame Canon 5D Mark II is still worth it in 2021. If you want to create awesome footage, you don't need Blackmagic or Red or some kind of very expensive camera. I think the Canon 5D Mark II is enough for that. Have you ever wondered what cinematic means for movies and how to achieve the cinematic look for your movies? I think this is very complex answer for that question because every filmmaker has a different definition for that, and today I try to answer for that question. And in my opinion, the most important part for a cinematic look is a lens. So you could convert the photographic lenses for a cinematic lens. So the vintage lenses has something like metal parts, and it sounds terrible for when you are creating the movie with a microphone attached to your setup. So the first step is remove the click aperture. So the proper term for that is a declick aperture. And the next thing is adding the gears for your focus rings. And I have 4 converted lens with that method. So I added gear for a focus ring, and I removed the ball in the aperture ring. So I declicked the lenses. That kind of conversion from vintage lenses to cinematic lenses adds you something more. So you could use it during the recording to change the aperture without noisy clicking, and you have more control with your focus. So it's very important to operate with that lenses. And I think vintage lenses has another level of picture. So every lens has a different character, and I think every lens has a different sharpness, different bokeh, and different depth of field, and a different aperture. This is a type of preference. So you need to look for your favorite lens and convert it to a cinematic lens. I choose 4 lenses from my vintage collection because I'm thinking about converting this old helios, but I leave it alone because this is a very old lens, and this is a lens for my dad. I leave it as it is, and I convert another lenses. So I convert 35mm 2.8, 28mm 2.8, 155mm 2.8, and 55mm 1.4. So this is my favorite lens. This is a 55mm with a full frame in my Canon. This picture is awesome. With a magic lantern as a RAW, with a RAW recording, is a very great quality of the picture. This is very sharp lens, and I'm using it very often. Connected with that rig, I think this is a very bulletproof setup to record everything. This is old camera, so the 5D Mark II has more than 10 years, but it's with a magic lantern has something like a unique look, and you have full frame lenses, so you could use the potential of these vintage lenses. The gear and the vintage lenses add you something unique. So something you could achieve, of course, something similar with modern lenses like this Tokina, but I think the bokeh and sharpness is different from that lens and these vintage lenses. I think that's all.